Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
I've learned so many lessons when it comes to marketing, especially working online, harnessing new skills and time crunches like never before, and collaborating in new ways online via Zoom, getting first-hand glimpses of people's home life with bored teenagers, overactive dogs and kooky cats, which has been enlightening and sometimes frightening, all rolled into one. So where am I going with this? Today is all about marketing agility and some of the lessons I've learned, good and bad. Hey, it's Caria, and thanks for joining me on Caria Cares Digital Strategy Podcast, episode 51. If you're new here, I'm a digital strategist with 2 decades of experience in marketing and communications. But before we get in, can I have some love from you today? Can you please leave a review in Apple Podcasts? Because I could do with your help giving Caria Cares podcast a boost. I have instructions at the end of this show. If you haven't already, please subscribe to make sure you never, ever miss out on this podcast, and you can reach out and connect with me on socials at CariaWatt. Gosh, the past couple of years have turned my life upside down in so many ways. I've stood bravely in the face of uncertainty due to health, held on to friends and colleagues virtually, and learned a lot about myself, even things I never expected to at this age. It has put family and friendships into perspective, the ones that you want to keep anyway. Not being able to catch up with people because of work or flight cancellations, being sick, and lockdown in Australia has really set me back. And as a predominantly introverted extrovert, reaching out is definitely not my strong point. Being creative for clients and for you has kept me going, so that's how I've remained connected in the disconnect. It's given me time to think about how best to market my brand in these tricky times. So I've done a lot of researching and watching, learning and listening, and asking the right questions. But you may have noticed that marketing has moved into a more flexible space where you need to be a master of marketing agility. So what does that actually mean? It's how to communicate and market things for your brand in real time or instantly, where you may have to drop everything to change things based on consumer behaviors, like on your website as an example, such as updating a website banner or changing a post. You need to work faster and change things on the fly. Brands that shape their marketing in response to shifting consumer behaviors have a distinct advantage over their peers. But this high-speed nature of communication over the internet has made it more challenging than ever for a brand to stay ahead. Now, I believe we are fully in an age of agility where the nimbleness of your brand marketing is an important feature. You can leverage new techniques and tools to help shape your brand in response to these dynamic conditions. Marketing used to have a very clear and precise set of goals. Today, the buzzword marketing agility means you need to assess digital trends, make rapid decisions, communicate faster to reduce the uncertainty with your customers or with your online audience. So mastering marketing agility is about delivering marketing campaigns across multiple channels, and sometimes you may need to push things that aren't working very well over to the sidelines and then to concentrate on what you need to do now. But it doesn't mean you're not going to go back to that. It just means putting it at the sidelines for the time being. For me, I took time out to regroup my thoughts and really process what was going on in the world, online and with my customers and, with marketing. I'm now in a position to produce podcasts again and videos, and we'll be inviting guests to talk about their business and marketing efforts. Guests will be business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs, and people who have an interesting view on business and, of course, marketing. The second thing I've learned is the importance of communicating authentically and honestly. There's so much false news and things across digital channels. I've seen a lot on TikTok, which has turned many people, including myself, off social media. Well, I did for a while, and more into private social groups. But that's another topic I'll cover in another episode. It's been an awesome reminder to refresh digital channels like the website and social media to be more professional and on brand, so people trust you and what your brand stands for. It certainly made me look at my own brand and content, where I'm refreshing my website, launching another business website, revising a new and improved content strategy, and working on more episodes like this one for the entrepreneurial minded just like you. There's also the question on how to personalize your content without using AI bots or artificial intelligence, so that it resonates with your audience on a more personable level. Because users are getting smarter and know it's a bot. It's pretty obvious, and not a real person they're talking to via chat on your website. And I don't know about you, but I'm really not a fan of chatbots. Are you? I'd love to know your take on that, so reach out on social media or the end of this post and let me know. Having a human-centric approach to your brand and marketing is actually a better way to build customer relationships. It means thinking about people at the very heart of problem solving, making a much deeper connection overall. This human-centric approach typically means observing, diving deep in systemic problems with context, brainstorming, conceptualizing, developing, testing, and then, and only then, devising and implementing the solution. It sounds a lot when you need to be more agile, right? But once you have a marketing strategy and a content strategy in place, it does become faster and easier. The third lesson is the shift in how people conduct sales, because we all know that sales pitching is the number one killer in building any type of relationship. This is where the power of marketing is a tremendous asset. It's more important that your brand responds authentically at any given moment and communicates what your business stands for. You may even need to revisit your value propositions. I mean, when was the last time you did revisit your value proposition? Let me know in the comments below. I do that every year to make sure I'm on brand. So it's a good exercise to do. If you don't understand your value proposition, reach out and I'll do a podcast on that. You can build purpose-driven customer journeys that create trust, confidence, loyalty, and unique experiences for every customer. But what does that even look like? Well, it's with care and the combination of confidence, personal attention, empathy, simplicity, and clarity. And I must stress that empathy is missing in a lot of marketing, because when you think about it, not all customer experiences fall into predictable sales funnels or categories. My advice: gather direct feedback from your customers to understand what matters to them most about your brand and about you or your business. When you shift into marketing agility, make sure you measure where your marketing stands today. And I will do a podcast on how to audit your marketing so that you can do it in a really professional, concise way. And it's quite simple once you know how. So let's recap how you can be more agile with your marketing. Number one, get used to the unknown. Uncertainty is given, and we are at the age of agility, the new normal. 2, creativity isn't just about marketing ideas. It's about solving real-life problems in the business. 3. Communicate clearly and authentically, especially as there is so much disinformation on the internet. You can't trust everything. Use discernment. Customer expectations are increasing and your marketing needs to reflect current times. Have you thought about the lessons you've learnt with your marketing efforts over the past couple of years? What insights from this episode will you work on next? In the next episode, I'll share tips on how to audit and improve your existing Instagram strategy because quite a few of you have reached out on Instagram to ask me that very question. So I do listen and I am responding. Before we go, can you be so kind as to review the Caria Cares podcast on Apple iTunes, please? The way you do that is in the Apple iTunes app on your phone, click listen on Apple Podcasts, scroll down the page, click write a review. 5 stars would be most appreciated, and write one thing you enjoyed about this episode. And please connect with me on Instagram or LinkedIn at CariWatt and say hi and ask me some marketing or website questions or anything digital related. If you would like to come on the Caria Cares podcast or want to sponsor the Caria Cares podcast, please reach out to me on my website, cariwatt.com, or on social media. Let's touch base and have that chat. I can send you a media pack and we'll work together on a topic that will really pull in your ideal customers. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, peace.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.